What's happening?
Hey, we're here.
We're here. We're again. Number 2 or 3 or 7 or
Part due
of the latest season of Talkin Winter with Swinter.
Yep.
From Swinter Group's world headquarters in Brentwood, Missouri.
Yes.
That's right. And wait. Love that reverb.
Yep.
It's
and
like
Brentwood is as swanky as it sounds.
Brentwood. It is.
It's not bad.
It's swanky.
We just talked about this, right?
It feels like we just did. That's right. Here we are, Brentwood, Missouri. I'm Ken Bogeman. Got Jason Duncan, Nicole Bogeman, my lovely bride.
I can hear that in my headset so loud.
No, it's because I did the tongue tiger growl thing. And in the headset so loud is Elizabeth with 6 last names.
Hello.
Yeah.
You can call me
E6.
E6, which we've, man, it feels like we had this conversation.
It seems like
Man,
It's deja vu.
Man, here
all
it is.
over again.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it was a rank in the military. So
That's a Yogi Berra quote.
what's that?
It's deja vu all over again.
Deja. Oh, I get it because it's okay. That's pretty good. Yeah. So what is the rank of E6 in the military? What is that?
It's not a rank. It's a pay grade. So
Oh.
it's an enlisted pay grade. So E enlisted, and then 6. You've gone from 1 through 6.
So how many?
It goes to 9.
Okay, to 9.
Oh my gosh, so I'm 6 out of 9.
Yeah, but it's,
I see where that's going.
Yes, but those next 3 jumps are a little harder. So there's a big gap between those next 3.
Yep. So all right, and so now is that if you're, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
Because I don't want to sound that stupid.
All right.
Yeah. So you know what we're gonna talk about this one?
Insurance.
This is I think this is going to be a good episode.
If you're driving, stop now and get some coffee.
Right. Or at least put the booze away. Yeah. Don't get caught with that. So yeah, no, man, we're gonna talk about insurance procurement in the snow industry. This is something that SIMA's been very involved in. We're going to tie this into kind of some things that happened at the symposium here recently relative to the insurance industry. And there's some very cool stuff coming. So we're going to try to keep this as entertaining as we can, but we're going to throw a lot of facts and figures and stuff at you. And we're going to start out with insurance is particularly for the snow and ice industry alone, just snow and ice. There are billions of dollars worth of premiums out there that are up for grabs that insurance carriers are saying, we don't want anything to do with it. Their carriers are straight up saying, no, we're not going to renew you because you do snow, or we're not going to write you because you do snow. And contractors all across the country are being pushed into excess and surplus markets to procure their insurance, and it's really expensive. And contractors they've never had a slip and fall. They've never had a problem. They've never had an issue with this, but it's becoming an issue, and it's a great big deal, right?
Right.
And so, a big part of the reason why is because claims are huge, and the underwriters have got a really hard time understanding what the risk is, right? So, take automobile insurance. There's plenty of very specific information out there on this vehicle type driven by a person of this age at in this part of the country
At this time of day, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of data there that's specific enough that they can analyze, right? And there's a lot of legislation that kind of regulates how claims can be processed with auto claims. Whereas snow is the wild, wild west, man.
Yeah.
And everybody's got a different contract. Some contracts aren't even contracts. And so insurance companies just wind up holding the bag on these things, and they're relatively indefensible because the insurance company would love to mount a defense, but they've got crappy paperwork. There's no metric that can be measured for how good a company is, how good of a risk a company is, right? Well, actually, there's not a measure yet. We're gonna get to that. Keep listening. There's some pretty.
You were hovering over.
I was trying to figure out which sound effect to do, but helping people and having a metric like it, that didn't feel right.
No.
That's not the right one.
Yes,
it's coming,
maybe,
but we haven't celebrated yet.
That's right. Yeah.
So we're gonna get there.
All right.
We're gonna get there. So all right. So here's the deal, right? So let's back up a little bit and let's talk about some things about our industry, right? So at the symposium, I gave a speech session. What do you
education
what do you
session.
call it? An educational class?
Yeah, session.
An educational session.
class,
Yeah, that
whatever.
sounds good to me. Okay, that'll work. And in there, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I gotta find these stats because I'm not super prepared. Elizabeth, tell us about all your names. I don't know. What do you
No,
got?
no. Let's not do that.
Oh, do you want my
again.
mother's maiden name, my favorite color? Because I can tell you all. First street you were on.
Yeah. Your first.
My
pet's
first
name.
car.
Yeah.
Same car I've literally always had. I don't drive my
You still
first-
have it, don't you?
No, I had a Camry before. Well, now they all know my first car. I've only driven Camry since I was 16. My whole life.
Well, what's that,
What a
like
great
2
car.
years?
That was my first
Yeah,
car.
I'm actually only 19.
Well,
16 plus 2 is not 19. That's a big problem.
You said it earlier. Math is
Yeah.
not.
It's not on the triangles. That's how I've been
That's
here for
right.
so long.
That's right.
That's true. All right,
I was
so
told there wouldn't be any math.
And Nicole said, let QuickBooks do the thinking.
there will, however, be punch and pie. But anyway, I gave this presentation on the insurance industry, right? And
Put yourself in the driver's seat.
what?
That's what it's called.
Oh,
Put
for
yourself
insurance
in the driver's
negotiations.
seat.
That's right.
The name of your
That's right.
session.
Well, because I had the name changed a few times, and that was
It's a
was
good
the
one. I like the name.
that was the most PC of the names, and so that's what we went with. Yeah. How not to get effed by insurance companies was immediately ruled out.
Oh,
I
that's
thought
sad.
it was I can F an insurance company all night or something.
Yeah. maybe, bend over State Farm. Here comes the snow guys.
That's right.
Whatever, it's fine.
Wow.
So is
No,
that the
you're
line?
good. No, I'm thinking.
Okay,
keep
all right,
going.
all right, good. All right. So let's talk about a few stats, right, for the snow industry. So not too terribly long ago, the Snow and Ice Management Association, they sponsored I shouldn't say sponsored. They procured an industry study, right? Are we keeping you up over there, dude?
Yeah.
Already
All right.
yawning?
You want coffee or whiskey or something?
Maybe an ice cube?
No.
Ooh, it depends on what we do with the ice cube. Never mind.
Huh.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Wait.
What? Nothing.
We're talking about insurance and we're bringing up a
Yep.
lot of liability.
Yep. All right. Fair enough. All right. So we're
Not going to
So,
slip and fall on that ice cube. are we?
moving away from potential. Yeah.
Don't drop the ice cube.
Don't drop the ice cube.
Oh my gosh.
Whew. All right. So take a guess, y'all. If you were to go, okay. So here's the question: where do you think there is more revenue for snow removal, the USA or Canada?
I would say the USA.
Mitchell?
Yeah, well, Canada's big, but the people only live in the southern area of it. So I think the U.S.
And I love following a crowd.
Nice. All right. You're correct. According to this study, up in Canada, their annual revenue for snow is roughly $4.4 billion. Whereas in
Canadian dollars?
that's good. So you're based on an analysis
It's
of
almost
its
equal nowadays. So
based on analysis of its economy and other factors, the Canadian market is approximately 20% of the U.S. or $4.4 billion, whereas the U.S. is $20.8 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So just the United States, we're talking almost a $21 billion industry that we're in here, right? How inferior does that make you feel?
Oh, I don't
Like-
need help.
Like what?
I don't need any help.
Fair enough. So this is a big market we're talking here, folks. In Canada, there's roughly 38,000 people, humans, workers that do snow removal, and in the U.S. we're talking 180,000 people that do snow. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people, right? And that breaks down to roughly 18,500 businesses in Canada, and roughly 88,200 businesses in the U.S.
Wow.
Right? So if we round to the nearest 1,000, right? We've got 88,000 companies in the United States that do snow removal.
Yep.
Right. And that's actual companies. That doesn't even count Chuck in a truck.
Right.
That we're all out there competing with.
Right.
So if there's 88,000 businesses, there's like 6 million people that do snow, right?
Yeah.
Actually, that number's probably a little off, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right, so we're going to say 88,000 businesses. It's a $20 billion industry. And insurance companies are just saying, nah, we don't care. We're out. We're not writing this. You're going to have to go to an excess market. You're going to have to pay ridiculous premiums if you own coverage. So think about that for a second. I mean, why is that, right? Some other things that are interesting that came out of these the study that SIMA did is 4 out of 5 contractors I shouldn't say contractors, companies that provide snow removal services. 4 out of 5 are sole members, sole proprietorship. Yeah. So they're, there's going to be varying degrees of the size of those companies. But,
sure.
But at the end of the day, this is not an industry that is led by big companies. Nope. Anymore, particularly, as we look at, the U.S. economy, when you look at segments of the market, you have enormous market share that is owned by very small percentages of the companies, right? Big companies have a ton of power. Snow is very different. Snow is the opposite. Snow has the big companies in snow have a relatively small presence and a relatively small, ownership of the market, right? So that's something to consider. And another thing that I thought was pretty dang interesting is the companies that provide snow removal services. Snow removable. Man, it's early too, and I'm already starting. It's gonna be rough. Anyway, snow removal companies, on average, the company that provides snow, which is a snow removal company, nothing. I keep waiting for somebody to make fun of me or something.
I'm waiting.
I'm going to let you cook.
Man. Perfect. All right, thanks. Appreciate that. No, of their revenues, most of them, less than 35% of their overall annual revenue is from snow removal. So most of the companies out there, like 90% of their work is in snow.
Right.
See, I mathed again.
Good job.
Nobody called me on it.
I just said right.
Right?
Well,
I have no idea if it's right or not.
Nicole, what's 100 minus 35? Quick, go.
65.
Attaboy. All right, so 65% of their
Nicole's
business.
voice got deeper.
Hello.
Yeah. You are not as good looking as she is either.
Tell me about it.
You are not as good looking as she is. Yeah, we just had this conversation.
That's just a saying. You don't have to actually tell me about it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's fine.
Do you want to know all the reasons?
We don't have that kind of time. So what's happening is insurance companies have realized, right? And some of these statistics that they can see is that the overwhelming majority of snow removal work, that $20 billion that we were talking about, the overwhelming majority of that work is done by companies who do it as an afterthought. Mm-hmm. It's a minority piece of their company. And so they're going to spend their time, energy, effort, in training and dollars, and they're going to spend a lot of effort on the main part of their business, but not that. Right. And so what's happened is when there's claims, or not when there's claims, I'm sorry, when there's an application that comes in for insurance coverage, the underwriters get that application and they have no idea what they're looking at. Like, okay, you do snow, but they don't know how risky you are. They don't know what your contract looks like. They don't know if you're self-performing or subcontracting. They don't know if you're, are you servicing hospitals or are you servicing apartment buildings? Are you servicing, storage facilities? Are you doing driveways? Like it's that kind of information isn't out there, right? And so that has created a scenario where the companies have said, hey man, we're just not going to write companies that have more than, say, 20 or 25% of the revenue snow. We're just not going to cover it.
Well, and even more than that, I had one of my subcontractors called me this year and said, hey, man, I'm getting dropped because I do snow.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Yeah. American Family just said, we're not doing it. Yep. If you do snow, we're not going to give you coverage. And it's not just your traditionally residential type carriers like American Family. EMC has said we're not doing snow. There's big carriers that are saying we're just not writing you if you do snow. And so contractors are backed into a corner. We've spent almost 15 minutes now, painting a picture that if you're still listening, you're like, yeah, I know, we get it. Tell us already. What do we do? Okay, well, this is where it gets kind of fun. About a year ago or so, I met with a guy by the name of Jack. Should I use his last name?
Get the middle names too.
I don't know the
get
middle
all
names.
6 of his middle names.
I don't know. Social Security number 2794183. I'm not
Maybe
doing
just
that.
the company.
Imagine if you accidentally just exposed someone's.
You notice I didn't say all the numbers because I'm like, you know what, this could be. I mean, this
Real.
might actually be somebody's number. That'd be rough. But no. So I'm going to do it. Jack Dembski with Ansay Associates out of the Milwaukee area. Got to talk with Jack about this problem, and we started working on a program whereby we would be able to do an audit of snow removal companies and present insurance carriers with a report that would essentially say, here's everything you need to know. Does this company have a good contract? Do they not? What percentage of their contracts are this contract? What percentage are other contracts? Right. What do the indemnity clauses look like? What is, how, do they use subcontractors? If they do, what does that contract look like? The information that insurance carriers don't have that they need to be able to bind coverage, we're going to be able to provide it for them. We've spent a long time working on this thing. Yes. It is coming to fruition. And it is looking really, really cool. This is something that at SIMA a couple weeks ago. Was that last week?
Last week.
Just last week?
Holy crap! It was just last week.
Can you believe tomorrow's Thursday already?
I mean, when this comes out, it might have been a
Thursday.
few weeks ago. But
Today's Thursday, right?
No, tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah.
Oh
My gosh.
Bro.
So fast.
I'm sorry, boo. My boo.
Boo.
Boo. Is there a bacon thing with it? Damn it. All right, anyway, but no. So all right, so no, bae. Like when you call people bae.
Bacon.
It's because we go together like bacon and eggs. Is that real?
The bay thing?
Yeah.
Phil calls me eBay.
But is it because of bacon and
It's
eggs?
short for
No,
babe
it's just
or
for
baby.
bay.
See,
It's
okay.
not
Like, if
because
you just
it's
say
bacon
bae, it's
and
crazy.
eggs.
I like
You know,
bacon.
so-
and eggs.
I promise
think
it's
that's
not.
cute.
You know what though? Okay, so Kaylee was the one that I was like, what does it even mean? She's like, bacon and eggs.
Of course, Kaylee told you that.
I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, it's like we go together like bacon and eggs.
That is very Kaylee coded.
And I got
don't think it's right.
I was a little slant-eyed, but I'm like, you know what? I'm probably not hip enough to really know, and so I'm going with it. So
It's been years.
I've
and
told-
you thought bay meant bacon.
it's because that's what she told me.
Oh, because it's BAE.
BAE,
It could
Is
be.
it?
bacon and eggs.
I'm looking it up.
I think she's got it nailed on the head.
It could be from now on. Let's just.
From now on, that
Coin
doesn't.
it.
That's
We'll
not a BAE at
No.
all.
We'll
From now
coin the
on, it can
term.
be bacon and eggs.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, no. Okay. Well, it would have been from then till now, and then henceforth, because Kaylee had it together years ago.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Anyway, so. Well, see, now she's got to listen to this episode.
She's got an Urban Dictionary pulled up here.
Probably. All right. So, all right.
Hang on, everybody.
So back to insurance. All right. So we've put this thing together, and we expect this to roll. We're going to be able to start taking applications for audits here in the next few weeks. Hopefully, on the outside, 6, maybe something like that. But at the end of the day, what we're putting together. Excuse me, is something where your company, if you wanted to pursue this this audit, would be able to make the application, submit some documents for review. We don't want what you're charging your customers. We don't want your customer's name. We don't want anything that is proprietary information of any kind. We just want the nuts and bolts of the operation from the perspective of your insurance carriers. We want to be able to provide the insurance carriers a report that says this company has achieved a ABCDF rating with a score of XYZ%, and off to the races. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, well, so what? What the hell good does that do me, right? Well, one of the reasons why this has taken so long is we have been meeting with carrier after carrier after carrier. Let me tell you, we were in one carrier's office building up in Wisconsin, and this building was nuts. I mean, it had a giant Ferris wheel inside the building. Inside the building. I mean,
Could you ride it?
You know what? I mean,
Could one ride
people,
it, not you necessarily.
Yes. Oh yeah. Like it's meant for humans. Like when they do like company like events, because there's right behind it is a huge auditorium, and there's like 6 or 8 ping pong tables in there. I mean, it was amazing, just amazing. This how this is set up, and anyway, they were like we've been in the rooms with the right people that can give us the guidance on this, and we are getting commitments from carriers that, whereas previously they may have said, no, we're not going to write you at all. If your application is accompanied by one of our reports, they will at least look at the company. If your score is high enough, they will provide you with a quote. If your score is high enough, they will provide you with a discount. Say 10% or 15% discount on your coverage. I mean, this is a very real, very awesome thing that's coming, right?
Yeah, and some other carriers have kind of lowered their or raised, their threshold for snow revenue percentages as to what they'll write to, right? So if it used to be if 20% or more was, then they wouldn't take you, and now some carriers are coming up to.
They removed it,
or they've removed it entirely.
So whereas they would have a restriction that would say if more than 20% of your revenue is snow, we're just not going to write you.
Right.
Above, now they've said with this report, they will at least review you and give you a bid. Yeah. So so that we're looking at really, really, really something pretty awesome here between Swinter Group and Ansay that we're kind of putting this thing together and making it happen. And what's really fun about that is at the same time, SIMA is working on an accreditation program. Right. And so this is likely to be a piece of their accreditation program as well, where you can achieve accreditation through SIMA, which would then garner you additional advantages with insurance carriers and discounts with insurance carriers. And that was something that we Nicole and I actually had the pleasure of attending SIMA's board meeting on the Monday of the week, and that SIMA was taking place, and we met with the entire board and had a really good conversation. That we went almost 4 times longer with that than we thought we were going to go. Lots of questions, lots of interaction, lots of interest. This is something to watch and to be keeping your ears out for. And if you've never contacted us before, this would very legitimately be something to contact us and ask about. We're very excited about it. Nicole. How would somebody contact us? Do you know the email address?
The email podcast@swintergroup.com.
There you go. And as we covered in the last episode, my direct dial number here, area code 314-260-4352. Right? There you go. Yeah.
You should start using the not your direct line.
For the podcast stuff?
Oh, actually, no, it's fine. I thought you were talking about insurance.
It's too late.
Stuff.
We've got 100 episodes out there.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, never mind.
It's out there. Yeah. And when I was wondering, I'm like, how am I getting texts from podcast people that are coming right to me? I just assumed that Nicole had figured out some back of house direct porting or forwarding thing. I'm like, well, I guess that makes sense.
Just my magic.
Send them to me, and turns out, nope, that's just the number.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So anyway, yeah. So that's insurance stuff is a huge big deal. And
and I bet there's people listening right now. They're like, yeah, I talked to my broker. I'm good.
Maybe, but definitely ask your broker again.
Yeah. And also, we're not trying to pitch the end of the world here.
No,
you'll never have insurance or anything like that. But it is something to, we spoke to some people who worked for us at a period of time who had insurance and had good GL insurance, but didn't have a snow part in their what's that page called? I forget the page. Whatever the page is.
The accord form.
They didn't have snow authorized.
Oh, okay. So what you're talking about is if you're purchasing insurance online, and you're using one of these online insurance companies where you don't have an agent, you don't have a broker, you just go to a website and check boxes for what coverages you want.
Or if you haven't even talked to your broker about the snow portion of your business.
Yeah. That is definitely a concern. Yep. Faux shows. So, man, insurance. That was we kept that as light as we could.
I only yawned twice.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. Nicole, did you yawn at all?
I fell asleep.
That's
no,
fair.
Of course not.
That's fair. Have you been scrolling the socials?
Of course.
What's your social media choice?
For what? To communicate with people, to watch stupid videos, or
let's
learn about life.
Let's say somebody was like, man, that Nicole chick sounds awesome. I want to be her friend, but not in real life. just in like
LinkedIn.
Like I'm in my basement where there's no windows and I'm just like staring at a computer with mustard stains on my shirt, but I want to be your friend.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
No.
LinkedIn.
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
No, I'm no.
None.
Is it
Facebook probably.
do you still have Redhead Smoke Show
As my name?
As your
What do you
username?
mean? Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I knew
Go
it.
ahead and spell your last name for us if you would.
S-
So everyone can find you.
No, I was gonna
So-
say I'm on Instagram, but I don't post. I just look at stupid videos.
That's fair. That's fair. Right
That's
on.
the best part of Instagram.
Right? Yeah.
Do you can you just call it the gram, or is that bad?
I think
No, you
can
have to call it
whatever you want.
Insta. If you're gonna shorten it, you call it Insta.
I do call
Insta?
it Insta, yeah.
Insta?
Insta or IG.
IG.
The IG is so OG.
Well, calling it the IG is crazy.
Yeah, but
See,
when you say the IG, I think of
It's like the
the
Walmart.
Inspector General.
Right. Well, I was thinking IH, International Harvester.
Ah,
You know,
my goodness.
It's like man. See, there's
I don't know what either of those things are. I know an Inspector General. What is it? What did you call it?
International Harvester.
Inspector General. That's the guy that like the helicopter comes out of his hat and his arms get
No,
long.
Inspector
Inspector
Gadget.
Gadget.
I know. I was kidding.
Oh,
Oh
my
my-
God. I know that guy.
Do-do-do-do-do, Inspector Gadget. There you go.
All right, there it is. All right, man. You know what we're gonna do? I think we're gonna call this.
Yeah, I think we ought to.
We're starting to spin off the rails. So thanks for joining us for this one. Hopefully you learned something about insurance.
And if you didn't, give us a call.
Yep.
Or send us an email, podcast@swintergroup.com.
That's the one. Yeah, and we will do everything we can to help out and be part of that. And I don't know, whatever. Here we go. So, man, thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bogeman, Jason Dungan, Nicole Bogeman, E to the 6th over there. Yep, we're rolling. All right, so stay tuned. Next episode, we're going to get more into SIMA, the symposium from this last week or 2 or 7 or whatever. Thanks. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.